Hey everybody, welcome back to The Why. Today's question comes from Anonymous and asks, why are you guys making so many moves and changes in Nexgen? That's a super good question, and I thought the best person to help us answer that would be the VIP EVP, Eric Ellingson. So I understand buying groups and why they're important, but again, I guess the question more is about changes. Why are there, it feels like there's a lot of changes lately. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I mean, we've been kind of reanalyzing a lot of our preferred buying relationships, both on equipment and smallwares. You know, as much as anything, a little bit of housekeeping to make sure we have our house in order. You know, best in class that we can stand behind. Best in class that we can't stand behind because they don't value, you know, our spot in the supply chain.
Sure.
Means that, you know, there's really not much need for us, or they don't have a perceived need for us. And so, you know, on the equipment side, we've certainly made a couple of changes recently, or have considered, like, I guess, opening up the playbook a little bit more than we have before. When, you know, Elise, myself, David, and Tim, when we're going out and we're pitching to different manufacturers and you know, in these buying group conventions that we go to, we lead with a couple of different things. We lead with our sales force. We talk about how many people we have on the street, which is, as a percentage of sales and a percentage of population density, it's unparalleled in the industry. And I also lead with how much we're willing to stock. I also talk about our design build team and how much demand creation we have in-house just through our own design team, and basically the number of ways we go to market.
Sure.
Right? And so part of why we created the bid team was to prove yet another way that manufacturers wanted us to be able to service the markets that we serve. So I go out there with this playbook of all of these different things, and I say, these are all the things that should matter to you as a manufacturer. Do you care? Some manufacturers basically say, thank you, that's really good to know, I'm all in. And sometimes that rings true, and other times it rings hollow. And we give them, like, I guess, multiple opportunities to showcase that. Yeah. And, you know, basically it's through our experiences, it's through the margin erosion that we see in the marketplace, that we kind of, after a fair amount of time, we have to call time on the relationship.
Well, is it fair to say it changes too?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
There's different leadership
changes,
different manufacturers.
Yeah, the benefit to Nexgen that we get to see that you guys don't. Everybody listening to this, all 7 of you.
We have tens of people listening now, Eric. Tens.
There are dozens of us.
The thing that we get to see is we get to see market experiences from other Nexgen dealers in other markets. So like a market like Minneapolis has 5 different Nexgen dealers in it. And so we get to see what happens in that marketplace as those manufacturers kind of pick and choose their horse. We get to kind of learn from the experiences vicariously of some of the colleagues that we have in Nexgen. And they're able to let us know, hey, this is working well, hey, it's not, hey, I'd recommend you consider something else. And so some of that is proactive on our part, basically based on what we see happening out in other markets. So confluence of a bunch of different reasons why we're making a couple moves. A small example was the American Trading Company, which was this outdoor furniture company. We did, you know, $600,000–700,000 with a couple of years ago, and last year we did $40,000 with them. And you know, it took a couple of years, but they came back and were like, okay, we have completely lost our footprint in the Pacific Northwest.
I guess your business did matter.
I guess it did.
Yeah.
I guess everything you said before was relevant. That's the draconian side. If you go out there and try and make enemies with a bunch of different manufacturers, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? You need to.
It's a small world, a small industry.
Right. You need to be kind of doing the olive branch thing as much as possible. But every once in a while, you know, the ability for our sales force to pivot and the proximity to the customer, which we have, which is really close, we have a lot of ability to control our spend, which manufacturers either recognize or they will recognize eventually.
So if the salespeople out there have a question about, hey, which ice maker am I supposed to sell? Which steamer, a refrigerator, whatever it is, who's the best resource for them to reach out to when there's confusion?
Elise or their general manager, but you know, a lot of these discussions are pretty sensitive ones. Occasionally the information may not seem like it's readily available, but the general managers all know exactly what's going on. Elise Wilson in purchasing and procurement knows exactly what's going on. It's perfect.
Hey, thanks to Eric for helping answer that. Hopefully that answered your question. Keep on sending in more questions. Check out the link below. Ask whatever burning questions you have, and we'll answer them. Until next time.